Super Bowl 55, Chiefs versus Buccaneers.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes. Versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Honestly, I didn't think the Buccaneers would make it this far. But Mahomes will be looking to be the youngest to win multiple Super Bowls. Brady looking for title number 7, and Andy Reid looking for revenge on Brady from that 2004 Super Bowl.
And the 10th appearance by Tom Brady in a Super Bowl. That's
first
insane.
Quarterback to play in this, our first team, I guess, to play in their own stadium in a Super Bowl as well. So congratulations to the Buccaneers, setting the tone here. Chiefs looking to establish that dynasty, obviously. And Tampa Bay basically showing us they can buy their way to a Super Bowl by buying all the biggest names in the NFL. I'd like to see where Tom Brady would be if he had the same squad Jameis Winston had.
Thank you, like we were talking about before the show.
Yeah, Bucks, like we mentioned, dropping 30 points in 6 straight games dating back to mid-December, facing teams like, they faced the Falcons twice, who were 4-12. They faced the Lions, who were 5-11.
Put up 47 on them.
Washington, who was 7-9, with no Alex Smith. They played the Saints with a beat-up Drew Brees and halfway into his retirement. Oh, and they played a Packers team who decided to play conservative in an NFC Championship game.
With no defense.
And kick a field goal on the 8-yard line instead of going for it. Congratulations. Looking at Week 12, these two teams have already played each other.
And what happened?
Chiefs won. Tampa might have a little help, though, maybe an extra cush with that coming off of Week 12 because their defensive coordinator, Todd Bowles. I was going to say Bowles. He's a former defensive coordinator under Andy Reid's old staff.
What do you know?
So might be a little bit of a leg up there for Tampa Bay. We'll just have to find out.
Yeah, but think about this. Earlier in the year, Week 12, when the Bucs and Chiefs played, where was it played at? At the Bucs Stadium.
Yeah, that's
true,
too.
They beat them. Went in there and beat you. You know that was also the most total yards put on them all year long, and that incredible defense. That was the most passing yards by one team the whole year, even including playoffs. And also KC jumped out to that 17-0 in the first quarter like we were always talking about. Quick, explosive, the best team there is to do it. And, I look for that some more to continue this week.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl.
You're definitely not going to be able to throw 3 interceptions against the Kansas City Chiefs team and win.
He threw 2 last time.
You're lucky you threw 3 and got past Green Bay. So, unfortunately, the Chiefs did lose their left tackle, Eric Fisher, which is
one of the best left.
Patrick Mahomes' blind side. So Jason Pierre-Paul is going to be coming from all angles on that left side. How I'm going to look at it is like this. So I'm looking at numbers. I'm looking at stats. So the Chiefs look like they're clicking on all cylinders all the time. There's no interruption from coach to player, from player to huddle, from quarterback to everybody else compared to what the defense. Everything is firing. Tampa still seems like they're in, let's scratch it together and hope this talent brings us the chip rather than, everybody learning the scheme and everybody having the chemistry. Tampa, with the amount of talent they have, it should be the reverse. They should be 14-2 and, the Chiefs should be 11-5. And granted, Patrick Mahomes has only lost 1 game this year. And that was against Oakland.
By 7.
And they have 2 losses, but he didn't play in the last game. So, everybody got that 1 loss. Tom Brady's been beat 5 times. One of those times is by Patrick Mahomes. How do you argue the fact that the Chiefs are going to win this game? It's going to be really hard to do. The Chiefs are young. They're hungry. They have a better coach. Their offense is better. Their defense is probably just as good as Tampa's.
No, a lot of people argue that.
That was the thing. That was the position the Chiefs were in at the beginning of the year, in my opinion. Their defense has stepped up tenfold since then.
It always does in the playoffs, too, I think.
The Buccaneers are a very, very good team. Don't get me wrong. They proved that. Look how far they've come. Look how many road games they've won in a row. They've done great things this year. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to beat a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, who are going to establish this 2nd straight Super Bowl, probably going to win a 3rd next year and continue the dynasty for a long time, as Tom Brady steps back behind the curtain, tips his hat, and says, good luck, Patrick Mahomes. This is Patrick Mahomes' time. We're going to see what Patrick Mahomes really brings to the table against the GOAT. Granted, everything I've ever said about Tom Brady, has been thrown back in my face. It is a big deal to come over to the NFC. I know I said at the beginning of the year that, welcome to the NFC. It's not an easy road. Look how far he's come. It's been very impressive. Granted, you have all the talent in the world. Maybe it'd be a
help.
different story if you had the same squad Jameis Winston had, but when you're the GOAT, who doesn't want to play with you? And, when you're willing to take a pay cut to make sure, you get a good enough team put together to, make your first run in the NFC 2 Super Bowl, how can I hate on that, But it would be interesting to see how long it would have taken, had he had Winston's squad. But that's all hearsay.
That's what ifs.
Bucs are a very impressive team. They do have a very good shot at winning this ball game. I just figure Chiefs just way too much for them. Like I said, they've already beat them once. They already have the schemes. They're a smart, intelligent team. They're going to figure out how to beat them even worse this coming.
I think you're totally missing the point on a lot of stuff, though. You didn't even talk about Tom Brady and how great the offense is. Really,
I don't need to.
You just spoke on the Chiefs.
Everybody knows their offense is great. Their offense should be great. Look who they have on their offense.
Yeah, but nobody, there's going to be people in the comments going, well, you just talked about the Chiefs, so you must be biased. And
I'm talking about the Chiefs because that's who I'm picking to win.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. But I'm just saying, Tom Brady, he's not going to let Patrick Mahomes just do his thing, and then he's not going to make it an easy game because, one, he has the defense on his back, like you were saying.
Listen, I just picked the Chiefs and told you why I was picking the Chiefs, so why should I give you anything on why the Buccaneers have a chance when I'm choosing the Chiefs? Obviously, I'm going to give you the reasons why the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl and not why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can come back and beat the Chiefs.
Well, it's a historical Cinderella season.
So I don't. For all you people in the comments, I don't need to explain anything about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just explained to you why the Chiefs will win, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to understand, though. I mean, there's two sides to it. There's two teams. The whole Cinderella story.
And my side is
Tom Brady's taking this team in the first year that he's went over there all the way to the Super Bowl. When was the last time they've been to the Super Bowl? He's so old, but yet he's still getting it done. He's the GOAT. We all know all this stuff, but the way I'm looking at the whole picture and the whole game, this is what I take from this whole Super Bowl coming up. This is two amazing teams, offensively and defensively. We've seen it all throughout the playoffs, all throughout the whole year. But who does it really come down to? It comes down to the two quarterbacks. That's Patrick Mahomes, obviously, versus Tom Brady. And what has happened in the four matchups? They are tied at 2-2, T-Ball. Tied at 2-2. So I bring it here to the Super Bowl, the biggest stage in the world. It's at Tom Brady's home, for Christ's sakes. He gets a home game there. So what I look at...
If the Cinderella story couldn't be any more Cinderella-ish,
perfect,
it just happened to turn out that way.
It sure did. And you're going against who won it last year. What do you know? The Kansas City Chiefs.
Let's give you some redemption here.
There you
put
go.
The Super Bowl at your own.
I'm going to say this right now in this video. You guys can make me think or sound like some conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to say, but I'm going to tell you right now, this game is going to be rigged for Tom Brady to win, and it's going to take everything that Patrick Mahomes has, talent-wise, mechanic-wise, to beat him. It's not just his arm and their talent. These refs are going to help out Tom Brady in every way to make it sure he's the oldest quarterback to win a Super Bowl and the most Super Bowls and the Cinderella story we were just talking about.
Not only did he win it, but he won it. It's the first time of a team being at home.
In his first season with a
like
new
I said,
coach,
it's the
everything.
ultimate Cinderella story.
It
What
sure
better way to market your already marketable golden boy?
There you go, Tom Brady.
It seems a little good. I get where you're going. It seems a little good to be true.
It sure does. But the way I look at this game, it's baby goat versus goat, right? If you're going to give Tom Brady all of his stats and accolades, he's always won because he's been there so many times, blah, blah, blah. This is the decider to me. This Super Bowl is the decider of the GOAT. Because no one's going into this game as a fan going, oh, this is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. No, it's Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. This is not the Super Bowl of Chiefs versus Bucks. It's who's the best. And here's what I say. If Tom Brady loses this Super Bowl, it's obviously Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT, right? He's beat you in the regular season at home. You guys are tied at 2-2. What bigger stage than the Super Bowl to decide who's the true GOAT? And he's been here 3 times in a row in the AFC Championship for one, and been here back-to-back years in the Super Bowl. Should have been back-to-back Super Bowls if he didn't lose to Tom Brady in the AFC Championship off the bullshit. Last second, he threw an interception call, take it back, blah, blah, blah. We all know what happened. They went and whooped the weak-ass Rams. But it should have been Patrick Mahomes instead of Tom Brady. But I'm saying, he has got to be the GOAT. Because if it weren't for that bullshit call, I believe he would be 2 for 2 in Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes, he'd won the last 2 in a row and go into his third one and already knows this guy. And if he's the old guy out and he's the new guy in, because we all know that Patrick Mahomes keeps playing like this, he's going to be the GOAT. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, on the number pace he's on,
Yes.
every record will be shattered.
So I'm saying this whole game comes down to who's the true GOAT. And if Tom Brady loses to them, he's lost to him earlier in the year. He's lost to him in other conferences. And we might as well just say the AFC is no longer the American Football Conference. It's the KFC. It's Kansas City Chiefs Conference.
And basically what Tom
Mahomes.
Brady and, Arian and, the rest of the Tampa Bay organization is basically they've go, okay, we've got this huge monster in Kansas City. What are we going to have to do to beat
get
this
past
team?
it? Yeah.
We're going to have to see these people over here? We're going to have to take them all and put them all on one team. How are we going to do that? That's way too much money.
Somehow it got done.
Somehow we'll make it happen, and it happened, and
it's monster versus
monster.
We are. It truly is. But
this could be the only team really that I guess could beat them. If you were going to give any team the best chance out of the NFC to beat
Kansas
City,
I
guess it could be this because of the talent that they have. I mean, there's
that's
nobody else that has any talent, I think, that's in the NFC that can hang. There's probably talent in the AFC that can hang in the Super Bowl with the Chiefs, but probably not in the NFC.
No, but I'm just saying, if he beats them, I think Tom Brady will come back again because he's going to go, I'm not going to lose my legacy to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way I lose the Super Bowl and I retire from football as being Tom Brady. He will come back the next year and try to do it again. But if he tries to do it again and can't do it again or beat him in the regular season, I think we have solidified our new GOAT. I don't care what Tom Brady's done and all the Super Bowl bullshit. We all know how he got there. It wasn't solely on Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't play offense, defense, special teams, coach, and everything else. It's on his arm. Okay, he didn't win every one of those games. Defense won games. Offensive lines won game. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying this has got to be the decider for me as a fan and just someone watching the Super Bowl going, I'm not looking at the Chiefs versus Bucs. It's Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes, and this will decide, to me, who the GOAT is. I mean, for Christ's sakes, if you want to call it a home game for the Tampa Bay Bucs and it's a away game for the Chiefs, they've already beat you on the road once here at this very place, and they're also the only team undefeated on the fucking road this year. And people are going to go, well, yeah, that's 4 games on the road to, probably your division. Well, they also beat top defenses, the Ravens, Bills, Bucks earlier in the year, and the Dolphins. Those are all stacked defensive teams, and they went out there and beat them at their homes. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying I'm picking the Chiefs, obviously. I think Patrick Mahomes is unstoppable. The offense is unstoppable. The Chiefs' offense is the most explosive, but I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' offense is the most talented, if that makes sense to people. And yes. I think this is a matchup of both, but it comes down to who is the better of throwers at the game in this big matchup, and I think it's obviously
because the only
Patrick
way
Mahomes.
You're going to be able for Tampa to beat Kansas City is if they become intellectually smarter on offense, and that's going to come down to Tom Brady because obviously Andy's a better coach than Arian, so it's going to be Tom Brady's smarts versus Andy Reid's smarts, and we've already seen how that's gone before. So
yeah, but here's one crazy stat to throw in here. The winner of each game between Brady and Mahomes in the regular season have went on and won the Super Bowl. So if history repeats itself, who won the first matchup? Patrick Mahomes beat Tom Brady at the Bucs, so he's the favorite to go to win the Super Bowl, right? So
what's crazy is we've had, including Tampa this year, we've had 4 teams. I think I mentioned earlier we had 4 teams that have all been 5 or below seeds.
Yeah,
they've all gone on to the Super Bowl and they've all won it. That's a big statistic right there.
Yeah, it helps factor in the Bucs going, they're going to win this game, right? They're the Cinderella team, right?
Cinderella.
I mean, first year and all the things we mentioned.
It would be the perfect story. Not only does he leaves the AFC, goes to the NFC, doesn't win his division,
but goes all the way to the Super Bowl and wins.
Takes every road game all the way to the Super Bowl and wins it. The ultimate story. What's the ultimate story for you guys? This is the Super Bowl. Anything can happen.
I think it's over here. High-scoring game.
Tell us who you guys got. End of the NFL season, guys. Until then, I'm your boy T-Ball.
And I'm Mr. Bradley. You stay classy, YouTube.
And as always, from all of us here on the Heat Waves podcast, thanks for stopping by.